Where's my review? Oh, there's my review. Allergies suck. Hey review family, keep it tight. My name is Jay Morris, the review guy, and I'm back again to bring you another video. And in this one, I'm going to be covering the new Sleater-Kinney album entitled The Center Won't Hold. This is the 9th studio-length album by the acclaimed indie rock, punk rock outfit, Sleater-Kinney. Corin Tucker, Carrie Brownstein, and Janet Weiss, who recently departed from the band. Sleater-Kinney, formed in 1994, are one of the most important and well-regarded punk rock and indie rock bands to come out of the late 90s and the early 2000s with an amazing run of records that were not only critically acclaimed, but very important for the genre. And also, due to their lyricism and their ideas and their ideology, they're also pretty closely related to the riot grrrl scene. They were very prolific, releasing every 2 to 3 years with these high-octane punk rock ragers with melodicism that was very closely related to indie rock, as well as Carrie Brownstein's just insane vocal performance, as well as the repetition that they found in almost garage rock type riffs and drum patterns. All the women in this band have really gone on to do amazing things, different projects, following the release of their 2005 record, The Woods. That record followed more of an almost alternative rock vibe, and for 10 years it was just complete silence. Carrie Brownstein was without a doubt the most successful of the women in the band, not to discredit them at all. She went on to form the band Wild Flag, which had a very short run. It was a punk rock band, a lot like Sleater-Kinney, but the main thing she did was appear and make some sketch, satirical type of skits with the comedian Fred Armisen, which eventually went on to be Portlandia, which she helped produce, she helped write, she acted in. And with No Cities to Love, they returned from a 10-year gap, and once again pretty much killed it, even though this was somewhat of a low-key release for the band. It was 32 minutes, and it had a very frontward, blunt feel, which Sleater-Kinney had always been kind of known for, but it felt like some of the energy was lost from some of that original material, even though it was really good. It felt more smart, it felt more mature, it felt like the band had aged and matured into a fine wine. And not much longer after, here we are with The Center Won't Hold. It's a little bit longer, standing at 36 minutes, 20 seconds, and it is 11 tracks long. This just feels like exactly what Sleater-Kinney needed. It feels like it built on the matureness of No Cities to Love, but still brought back that aggression that the original records had. The way Carrie's vocals roar out are amazing, and not to mention the fact that she does slip into her singing, that more vulnerable, cracked singing that she does. The guitar work rumbles, as well as the drums, and the repetition they find, that kind of garage rock, indie rock repetition, leaves all these tracks leaving an imprint of uniqueness and flavor. They also find ways to introduce new ideas into their sound, such as the first track, The Center Won't Hold. This smooth but strangely industrial-tinged instrumental that explodes near the latter half out of nowhere into a punk rock rager, with Carrie just screaming into oblivion with this just exasperated, panicked delivery saying the center won't hold. As well as some of the ways that Carrie's vocals can get treated and layered on the track reach out, as well as some of the kind of frazzled guitar melodies that pop up on that track. Not to mention, the single, Can I Go On, just encapsulates why Sleater-Kinney has found such acclaim throughout the decades, and that is the fact that they are capable songwriters. Is this song the most adventurous, the most experimental, the most abstract punk rock, indie rock feeling song ever created? No, but it's infectious. It has nice songwriting to it. The lyrics are well put together. Carrie's vocals are treated in a way that is very nicely mixed and very well produced. And the simple but effective drum and guitar work on this track really shows why Sleater-Kinney has been able to last this long with such great regard. Not to mention, the one thing that helps this record a lot sound so great from a production standpoint, this record was produced by none other than St. Vincent, who has worked and made a lot of different kind of punky art rock type things, so she really gave it a nice texture. Not to mention, they're not afraid to strip it back a little bit, like on a track like Restless, which is only 2 minutes and 42 seconds, and once again, it's very stripped-backed, kind of bare bones, but still very pretty, still very gloomy and doomy. Loving the atmosphere on the track, the way it just sluggishly and psychedelically drifts along in this purple haze, not only in the way that everything feels like one solid motion, but the way that Carrie really portrays herself on this track in this lower register. The center won't hold at the end of the track does feature that bit of noise when that like punk rock feel comes back through, but Ruins is like one of the noisiest tracks that Sleater's ever written. Not to mention it's 5 minutes and 18 seconds, it's by far the longest track. The way Carrie just howls out into nothingness with all that distortion and reverb, or the way all of the instrumentation just feels like this wall of noise, but it's still miraculously cohesive and still very intelligible. It doesn't feel like noise for noise sake. This just feels like a very noisy punk rock song, like noise punk. I enjoy when they introduce some kind of electronic sounds, some synth sounds. Every track here is instantly punchy, is instantly resonant. And even though some of the tracks on this record aren't necessarily the best tracks that Sleater's ever written, it's impossible not to be instantly impacted and instantly affected by these tracks. I'm liking this record not only as a punk rock album or an indie rock album, but like a noise punk album, because there's so many shots of distortion and noise and just walls of noise, but like I said, it remains cohesive. This doesn't just feel like a band that's been around a while, treading water, trudging through the mud. It genuinely feels like this is a capable group of people that have been really mastering their craft for years upon years upon years, and are still kind of experimenting, still pushing boundaries a little bit, still very fun to listen to. I'm personally really digging this record, and I highly suggest it to you guys. I'm going to be giving this record an 8 out of 10. And that is a wrap. Please stay for the unscrewed links of videos that you might be interested in. Have you heard this new Sleater-Kinney record, The Center Won't Hold? If you have, let me know in the comment section below what you thought of it. I would love to discuss the record with you. Be sure to like this video if you enjoyed it. It'll help me out a lot. And subscribe to the channel today to join the review family. We'd love to have you here. Smash that notification bell to be notified of my future uploads. My name is Jay Morris, the Review Guy. You know who it is. And I'm signing off saying farewell.